Live. What's up, guys? It's your boy Philly Halftime. Hope I'm doing this right. First time for doing a live stream. Just wondering. Wanted to talk about the Eagles a little bit. And what's going to happen. I think the Eagles are just doing their due diligence on what's happening. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I don't know if the Eagles are going corner or they're going to go safety. So it's going to be interesting to find out what happens in the draft. Anybody out there, let me know what you guys think. So I'm hoping they go corner with the 15th pick. We really need a shutdown corner. I do not see the Eagles moving up in the draft. Not at all. So that's one of everybody keeps on saying they're going to move up, and I don't think they're moving up. I just don't see them moving up. They've been trying to save money this whole year. Now you're going to move up in the draft and spend money? I just don't see that. And it is going to be very interesting on to see what the Eagles do. But I hope they go corner. I would like a corner and a safety. Definitely need a safety in this draft. But I do see all that happening. What's up, Kay? Let's see if I can do this right. Because I've never done one before. Yep. I would take Stingley too. I just keep on thinking it's going to be Booth. On 15, I just see the Eagles going for Booth. I don't know what's going to happen. I do like a safety and a corner. I think we need to build our defense up. And there's a lot of people saying the Eagles going wide receiver, and I don't see that happening. No, I really don't see that one happening on that, because you're not going 3 years in a row and going to get a wide receiver. I don't see that. And if you want to go in the second round, that would be 4 years. I just don't see it happening. What's up, Dante? You guys can come on in if you want. I do not know what I'm doing, so we're just going for what happens. So, like I said, the Eagles are going for a safety and a corner. But they're going to move back with the 18th pick. Now, Green Bay is talking about moving up, and that would be a nice spot for the Eagles. I think the Green Bay's at 22, and that would be a great spot for the Eagles to move back and get a second-round pick. And it'd be very, very good for the Eagles to do that. So let's see what happens. So, I just see the Eagles moving back. That would be a good spot for if Green Bay traded with the Eagles, because I think they're going to go for a wide receiver. I just don't see the Eagles going wide receiver. Maybe in a second. Who knows? I just see the Eagles, like I said, corner, safety. I say in the second round, the Eagles are going to go linebacker, and then, linebacker, maybe a running back, because we really need a running back. And I wanted to get on to the J.J. Whiteside thing a little bit. And, when they said he's going to be a tight end, he has to be able to catch the ball. His problem is catching the football. Thanks, AK. Oh, what's good? I'm trying to keep it up, buddy. Just learning something new and pretty much failing. So, yeah, I was just trying to get everybody in here and try to see what happens. I'm just doing this. It's my first time doing it, so I'm a rookie at it. What do you guys think the Eagles are going to do in the first round? It's going to be very interesting, I think. I'm hoping for any suggestions. Maybe we go linebacker in the first. I don't see it happening, but we ain't done it in 40 some odd years, so maybe we can change that a little bit. But I don't see that one happening. It's going to be very interesting. If anybody wants to come in, they sure can come in. Yeah, okay. It would be nice if we get a linebacker. Very good. It would be awesome if we got a linebacker, and it would probably blow people's mind that we got a linebacker, since we ain't got one in so long. But then again, they might do it because we ain't done it in so long, and everybody's making a big deal about it. Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I was saying, AK. He has to be able. Whiteside has to be able to catch the ball. Don't matter if you're a wide receiver. Don't matter if you're a tight end. Don't matter if you're a running back. It just don't matter. I mean, you're spitting out facts right there. I mean, I don't care what you want to call him. You can call him a tight end. You can call him anything you want. He's just not the guy that everybody. Howie Roseman don't want to be wrong. It's one of my pet peeves about Howie Roseman. He don't want to be wrong. So he's not going to sit here and let Whiteside go. He's not letting Jalen Reagor go. He's not going to let these guys go. What's going on? So yeah, Howie Roseman never wants to be wrong at all. He just don't, and that's one of my pet peeves about him. But let's see what's. Let's see. What's this one? Yep. I'll deal with an Alabama wide receiver, or drafting somebody from Alabama. But who knows? Yeah, JJ stinks. Just getting over a cold. What's up, Mitch? Thank you, sir. Just starting to learn how to do this stuff. It's not that. It's a little harder for me because it's the first stream I did. So what do you guys think? Are the Eagles... Is Howie Roseman going to make this a bad draft, or is he going to actually do a good one? I'm really concerned. And that's one of my things. I am concerned on what's going to happen. I just don't know what's going to happen. And it's one of my things. Like, you can blame Whiteside, you can blame Reagor, but Howie Roseman brought these guys here, and he's failing. He fails in the draft. Everybody knows he does bad in the draft, and it's very nerve-wracking to try to figure out what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. It's just nerve-wracking. But I don't trust Howie Roseman. I don't trust him. And him not putting weapons around Jalen Hurts is a big problem. If people don't like Jalen Hurts, and the people that do like Jalen Hurts, it doesn't matter where you stand, because you're still an Eagles fan. But Howie Roseman is not putting weapons around your offense, to me. Now, hey, Jalen Hurts got one more year. You have to give him weapons. You just do. And he don't cut the mustard. That's fine. The next quarterback still needs weapons. Still going to need wide receivers. Still going to need a running back. I mean, you can't give him Whiteside and then sit there and say, hey, this is it. It doesn't work that way. If you're keeping Jalen Hurts or not, if you're not going to do that, you got to keep going. You just got to keep going. Like whatever quarterback you had, if you had Joe Montana right now, you got to put weapons around him. It doesn't matter what quarterback you have. You still need weapons. You can't get guys that can't cut the mustard. Whiteside can't catch a football. He can't catch a cold. I don't care what they say. Oh, we're going to make him a tight end. So what's he going to do? Block for the running backs? I mean, but this does leave a door open for another wide receiver. If he goes to tight end, maybe they can sneak another wide receiver in here. But who do they go for? Like, are they going to draft one? I still say you need a veteran wide receiver. Devontae Smith is asking to bring in a veteran wide receiver so he can have help. you know. But whatever like guy you bring in, it doesn't really matter. Like you gotta have you gotta have good wide receivers, and you don't have them. You just don't. I mean, Howie Roseman. That's why I am against Howie Roseman. Always going to be. He throws up red flags for me. He just does. He just throws up red flags all the time for me, and a lot of people are like, "You got to give him a chance. You got to give him a chance." He don't. He's not proven himself in the draft. I know when we won the Super Bowl, Howie Roseman went and traded for everybody, brought Ajayi here, and went and got players. Well, where's your players now? Why don't you have wide receivers? You got Devontae Smith. He can't do it on his own. That's what he's saying. He's saying you can't do this on your own. You know? I can't do this on my own, so what do you want me to do? Get me somebody in here that can help me. I mean, Reagor's supposed to be fast, but you don't see the speed. He can't get separation. And when he does, he still drops the ball. You know? Miles Sanders keeps fumbling the football. I mean, would he get 1 or 2 touchdowns last year? I mean, yeah, he's been hurt. Well, you still got to do something. You can't not do nothing. It's very hard to do nothing and get away with it. I don't know how you get a 3-year contract and you're not doing nothing. So hopefully the Eagles have Howie Roseman got to hit this draft out of the park. I think he has to. He can't get in the first and second round. He cannot be wrong. Cannot. He can't have no. He can't be wrong. And them two with them picks, he can't be wrong. That's how I see it. I mean, you got the third, and you got 2/3, and you got 2/4s, and you got 2/5s, and you have 1/7, I believe. You really got to hit it out of the ballpark. I just don't know how Howard Roseman's going to do it. But you have to have weapons. Where's the weapons at? People were talking about getting rid of Reagor. Reagor's not going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Not at all. What's going on? You guys agree with me? Is Reagor does anybody think Reagor's going to go anywhere? Whiteside ain't going nowhere because he just got moved to tight end. But that's how bad he is. He got moved from wide receiver to tight end, and he still can't catch. I think we're okay with linebacker. Don't get me wrong. But you still got to draft one. And you got to still build that up. It would be very interesting to see what happens on it. So, if anybody wants to come in, they can come in. You can come in, talk, let me know. But Howie Roseman is starting to get me nervous. Now it's time. I mean, we got what, a week away, and he's starting to get me nervous because I still think he's going to mess this up. I mean, I wish somebody could tell me for sure he's not going to mess this up, but there's nobody out there can tell me for a guarantee that Howie Roseman ain't going to mess this up. I know everybody wants to think positive, but it is not there. Just ain't there. Yeah, yeah. He's not big enough. He's not big. J.U. Whiteside is not big enough uh, to be a tight end. But you know, he's just not. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't. They just don't want to be wrong. They just don't. Nobody wants to be wrong. Just take it up. Matt Corral. Oh, I don't know. Just don't know what's going to happen. I hear that they're going to take Matt Corral. I do hear that. And I say Howie Roseman's going to mess this up. I just don't know. Yeah, I say Howie Roseman is going to screw this up. I see them going for like, I really do. I see them going for like maybe a linebacker and a center or something. Yeah, everybody's going to hate. Anybody, like, when I mean a linebacker, I mean like, you know, your guy that you want is right there, and hope you'll pick somebody that, you know, ain't going to be the guy. Oh, shit. I just don't know what the Eagles are going to do. Just don't. It's very difficult to figure out why they're doing what they're doing. But Howie Roseman, I believe, is going to mess this all up. To no end, I just think they're going to mess it up. Yeah, and anybody thinks if somebody can give me some confidence on he's not going to mess this up, please let me know. Because a week's coming, and I just think he's going to really mess this up altogether. I just don't see it happen. I don't know what's going to happen. It'll be very interesting to find out what goes on for it. But you guys got to be pumped. I'm super pumped. Like I wanted Booth, and I wanted a couple of guys. But, you know, I would like Derek Stingley, but I don't see the Eagles moving up. And he's not going to be around. And I know there's a lot of fans that say, you know, they're moving up. I don't think they're going to move up. Come on in. Let's see how this works. What's up, Dante?
What up, halftime? What's up? What's good, man? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Wait a minute. All right. You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, man. What's good? How you doing, man?
How you been, Dante?
Man, I've been good, man. Waiting on this NFL draft to come up.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we got 6 more days before it come up. So,
Are you nervous?
Nah.
I'm nervous, Dante. Come on, help me out here, man.
I'm not.
And listen, I told you he's gonna mess this up, and I'm
Hey,
scared
if he
now.
mess it up, nobody wouldn't be surprised. But I'm not so nervous because, again, you know, I'm a diehard Texan fan. So, like, I'm an Eagles supporter. So that leaves me not being so nervous. Not being so nervous on the other end. Like I said, I just want to do whatever it takes to win football games. That's all I want to do. But I understand, you know, Howard Roseman not knowing what he's going to do is so stressful. Like you said it. You said last time that he was going to trade one of those picks. Now, I wouldn't be surprised, and I've been saying, just like you're saying to every Eagles YouTuber, Howie Roseman is going to move up for somebody that he likes and trade one of those picks again. And that's going to leave us without another first-round pick. And only one pick in the first round because, you know, when you trade up to get somebody, you're giving up another first-round pick. You're actually giving up another first-round pick. So he's going to find someone that he likes, and he's going to try to go up the trade for him. Now, what spot would he do? That remains to be seen. But I'll say I got a feeling how Roseman will do that or try to do that.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand.
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on?
What up, AK?
Yeah, Howie Roseman got me so nervous right now. I was good for weeks, but now he's getting me nervous. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna mess this up.
No, I feel your discomfort, bro. You know, I know Dante. You know, we are your second team. I get that, but for us avid fucking Eagle fans that have been here on this ride for 30 some plus years, you know, we know how this organization can go. We know exactly how Howie can go. I am so pumped, but yet so scared at the same time.
That's what I am. I'm scared.
I don't get as upset. Like, that's why when I come around people, that's why I come around with a great group of guys like you guys. That's why I don't get so upset and it doesn't mess with me more because the Eagles. Yeah. I'm a big Eagles supporter, but again, y'all know more Eagles football than I do. But I watch the Eagles. I watch them and I watch everything they stand for and they do. And I watch them on the field, how everything is played. Y'all know more about Howie Roseman than I do. I don't really care about Howie Roseman, or you know, I don't really care about him.
Yeah, none of us care about this man, dude. None of us care about him. We just care what he does to our team.
Yeah, that's what
I just care what he does.
I don't care about Jeff Lloyd or Howie Roseman. I just want to win a football game. I don't care. I don't care about it. I just want them to make the right moves to put this team back in the Super Bowl contention. That's all I care about. I can care less about Howie Roseman and what he's doing. We can't control none of that. We know we got other fans on the other side that care about Howie Roseman after every game, blame Howie Roseman. We can't worry about that. We're not on that field performing. Some of that, every time we lose a game, it don't go down to Howie Roseman. It go down to the players and the coaches on that field and in that locker room. It's nothing about Howie Roseman. Now, Jeffrey Lurie, he signed off on the shit, so he do get a part of it. He do get a part of the blame too. So it's not just no damn Howie Roseman. It's Jeffrey Lurie too, because he signed off on it. He signed off on Rager. He agreed to Rager being drafted. He agreed to whoever Ortega-Whiteside playing tight end position. He agreed to all of that. He agreed to signing back Derek Barnett. He agreed to all of it. He signed off on it. So again, both of them get a rap for it.
No, I agree, man. I said it at the beginning of last year, man, when we talked about Howie. You know, you guys got to realize something. All of us want to put it on Howie. Well, that's fine. A little bit goes on him, but you know what? Jeffrey owns this team. Jeffrey is in that draft room every freaking night when we have a draft. If he didn't want JJ, he could have easily stood up and said, "What the hell are you doing? Stop. Just stop. Back up. Hold the phone. Rewrite that and send in the right thing." He is ultimately the owner. He can forego anything that they want to do in the end. So, yes, you are right. Jeffrey gets just as much blame as Howie because he could have easily put a stop to the JJ and the Reagor picks, but he didn't. He trusted who he trusted, and he went along with it.
Yeah, it's crazy that that's what gets me nervous. I get that you can only blame Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lloyd, but whatever you put on the field has to but
Yeah.
you missed great wide receivers. I mean, you gave up AJ Brown, you gave up DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To get Whiteside.
Hell, man, we even gave up Devontae Adams. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah. Yeah, you gave up Devontae Adams.
And that pick that we gave, that Kansas City had that took Pat Mahomes, that was our pick. We could have had Pat Mahomes instead of Carson Wentz even after.
Yep.
I mean, dude, we could go for days, but you know what? That would just depress us even more. So I don't like talking about it. There's a lot.
Yep, that's what gets me nervous. It just gets me so nervous on the draft. I'm excited, but I'm so nervous that, we're going to try to think we're smarter than the other teams. Like everybody do these mock drafts. Eagles, nobody ever picks what the Eagles actually do in the draft because they always go left field.
Yeah, I'm just tired of the Howie Roseman things, Everybody bringing up, some people bringing up Howie Roseman this, Howie Roseman that, man. Like we all said, AK just said it for me. We don't care about it, man. We just want to win on the football field. We just want to. We just focus on him putting a winning product on the football field. In the offseason, he tried to get receivers. It didn't work out. But it's one thing if you're trying than not trying. Now, if you're not trying to get anybody, then that's a problem. But if you're out there making calls and you're trying, then that's fine with me. He just got to hit on this draft. He just got to hit on this draft. Ain't no way in the world, you got 2 picks in the first round. And, you got some picks in the second round. There's talent all over this draft. You can either miss on talent like this in this draft, especially at the skill position. This draft is just too deep to miss. Just too deep to be missing on players right at this point.
Well, what? We got 5 draft picks in the first 101 picks.
Yeah.
If you flop, you're done. It's that simple. How can you mess up 5 picks in 101?
Yep.
There's no way. You got to hit one.
Yep.
You have to. What's the odds that you miss completely? Every single one. If you miss every single one, it's like, bro, what did you do to get this bad juju on you? Like somebody has cursed this man if you miss 5 picks in 101.
Yeah. If you miss 5 picks on draft night, you need to be fired later that night.
Right?
If you miss 5 draft picks on that night, if you botch them, 2 of them at least got to work out. At least 2 of them got to work out. At least 2 of them got to work out.
You would say at least the first 2 have to work out, right?
15 and 18 have to work, yes.
Yeah, that's definitely have to work because them the people that's going to be on the field for you this coming season. 15 and 18 in the first round. Them the people that's going to be on the field for you, so they have to definitely work. They have to definitely work. At least one of them got to definitely work. But both you expecting right now, both of them to kind of work a little bit.
Well, and you got to realize something, man. Trading the farm for Carson Wentz put us in this position. Drafting JJ put us in this position. Drafting Reagor put us in this position. Everybody that we have not drafted put us in this position. If you had DK, if you had Jefferson, Carson would probably still be here. I ain't gonna lie, because he had people to throw to, But it's the actions that Howie took and the decisions that he made is why our team is the way it is now. That's why we went from a Super Bowl contender down to nothing. Because you have to, every year in every draft, you have to draft players that are going to ultimately take over for the ones that are getting older.
Yep.
And the ones that he drafted couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle filling the shoes of the guys that were there before them. And guess what happens? That makes setbacks. And what are we in right now? A setback. And we're trying to rebuild again to get back to where we were. And it's all because you couldn't pick the right people the very first time.
Yep.
Now I got a question for you guys. Now I was just hearing that the Jets have the 4th draft pick and the 10th.
Uh-huh.
The 10th one. Now, would you trade your 2 first-round draft picks to move up to 4? Would you do that?
You're gonna have to if you're a Howard Roseman. If you're trying to move all the way up to 4, if you're the Eagles, Howard Roseman you got to trade. They're gonna ask for those. Like if you're Howard Roseman, if you telling the Jets, hey, I want to do this, I want to move up. You got to let the Jets know, hey, I'm trying to move up to get this player. You got to let them know what player you're gonna take, because when you're making a call and you want to move up, or when you want to trade someone, you got to tell them, hey, I'm trying to go up and get this such and such. I'm trying to go up and get Sauce Gardner. What deal will work out. So you got to tell them what player you try to get, and then basically most likely you're gonna have to give up those 2 first-round picks, because you're moving up at a higher spot. You're moving up in the top five range. So that's gonna cost you those 2 first-round picks. And if you're gonna give away those 2 first-round picks to go up to 4, that player at 4, if it's a Sauce Gardner or a Darryl Stingley, he better work. Or if he don't work, you're gonna hear from Eagles fans again. You gave away 2 picks that you should have had for one guy that didn't work.
Now, I'll give you an alternate for that. I'm not giving up 2 picks. It ain't happening. You already gave up 1, and I was not okay with it, but I understood it, so I let it go. But I'm not giving up 2 for 1. Okay, you want to take 15 and jump to 10? I'm all for that.
Right.
I'm all for that. But you're not taking 15 and 18 and jumping to 4. No. Hell no. Ain't happening.
But to go to 4, that's what you would have to do.
You would have to. Now, unfortunately for me, what I would do is I'd give them 15 this year and my 2 2s next year. So I wouldn't have to give up 2 firsts this year. You know, like, well, and when I mean my 2 2s, I mean my 2 second-rounders next year. I'm still keeping my 2 firsts next year. I'll give you 1 first this year and 2 second rounds next year to move up. But I'm not giving away 2 firsts this year.
I would do that. If I can give up a 1 and a 2 2s next year, I would definitely do that so you get Stingley.
Yeah, but I'm not giving up my farm just for one guy, because we need more than just one guy.
Yeah, but you know how we all live in how it all lives and how this GMs communicate. You know, you're gonna have to give up those 2 first-round picks, and Howard Roseman should be able to know that he's gonna probably get robbed for 1 player. I'd rather have 2 seconds than have probably 1 first. I'll take 2 seconds than have a first. Than probably have a first. I'll take 2 seconds than have 1 first. But again, that's all. This is what this NFL come to these days. You know, anytime you have to move up or you got to trade up for a star, the first things they're gonna ask for is those picks. It just depends on how good of a player that player is. But again, if it's not to 12 or to probably 10, like AK said, then it's no reason for me to move up way up down to number 4 to get fleeced, trying to get robbed of 2 first-round picks. Now, if it's 12 or 11 or something like 4 spots up, then I'll make the move. I may make the move, but not way up there in the top 5. I'm not getting robbed.
Like, no lie, would you all be mad if they moved up to 4 and grabbed Thibodeaux? I would be. I mean, I understand what an exceptional talent he is, but you gave up 2 firsts for an edge? Nah, man, we can get edges at 15 and 18. We can get edge rushers in the second. Yeah, they might not be Thibodeau's talent, but it will be talent. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be Hall of Famers, but I don't technically need Hall of Famers. I just need people who can frickin' play the game and know what to do. You know, but in all honesty, if you're gonna jump up that high, then yes, please take Stingley. Take something of need. I mean, you know, you got Brandon Graham coming back. You got Sweat. You got Riddick. You know, you re-signed Barnett. Beyond me why we did that, I have no idea. But you have edgers. So moving up and jumping and taking 2 firsts all the way up to 4 to grab another edge on top of the edges we already have. Yeah, I get it for next year, but dude, I'm worried this year. I don't care about next year yet.
Yep.
Like I'm just, I guess I can see Howie Roseman trading those 2 and moving up. And,
Oh yeah, I could too, man. I could too.
You know, I don't want that to happen. Like you said, it's an actual. You are losing more talent,
Yep.
and you need more than just one person.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I would stay at 15, maybe drop back the 18th to maybe Green Bay, since Green Bay wants to trade so bad and move up, so they can get.
You can't be
Like,
mad at that either.
Hey, and if you get a second, you got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. You can get wide receivers in the second.
Yep.
There's going to be wide receivers
In
in
the
the second round. In the second round.
Let me throw something at you guys, man. I honestly expect this to happen. I believe that the Green Bay Packers will jump to number 9. They will take 9 away from Seattle, and Seattle will drop back to where Green Bay was, because I believe Green Bay is going to trade Jordan Love and their first-round pick to Seattle Seahawks for number 9 to take Drake London.
Wow. Actually, that's a pretty good idea.
Because they need a quarterback.
They need
Jordan
a
Love ain't
quarterback.
going to make it in Green Bay, not with not with Aaron Rodgers being there.
Yep.
So what are you going to do with Jordan Love? Well, ship him to somebody who needs one. Who needs one? The Seahawks. So you give them, what pick do they have? 24, I think.
I think they have
22,
24.
right?
22. I think they have 22, yeah.
22. So you send them Jordan Love and pick 22 to Seattle for their number 9, so they can get Drake London to replace Devontae Adams.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That does make a lot of sense. It's just, yeah, you might be right there, AK. That fits right perfect. Because, like you said, you're not going to give up. You got to get rid of that quarterback, because he's going to be like, yeah, listen, where's my shot?
Yep.
And I don't see what's the Cleveland Browns quarterback. I don't
Well,
see him
Baker.
going there.
Yeah, Baker. Yeah. No,
They were supposed to. On ESPN today, they were supposed to announce something with him, or they were letting him go, or
unfortunately, Baker Mayfield is not made to play in Seattle. He really isn't.
well, he's not made to play at all. So
Well,
maybe he can become a freaking goddamn little soap opera guy, but
just stick to commercials.
just stick your commercials and go away. Don't go away, man. Just go away. Yeah, I just don't. Howie Roseman gets me so nervous, and I've never been this nervous until Howie Roseman got here. You know, it's just, and I know it's not on him, and everybody wants to say, well, it's everybody in the room. But when Howie Roseman made that pick, he was trying to fist bump that one guy, and he's like, no,
Yeah.
no, that was a bad pick. You know?
We'll see if it was, though. We're going to find out this year.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, listen, man, there's one thing since I've been doing this and since I've been watching football and stuff, and I even played in middle school and high school, I got to tell you, man, it takes a collective unit to suck, not just one person. You know, if your team is shitty, a.k.a. like Jacksonville, listen, that starts from the owner all the way down to the coaches, all the way down to the trainers. It takes everyone to suck. It just does not take one person. It doesn't take 2 people. It takes them all. So if we suck, it's because everyone sucks, not just
one guy's going to say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't
Yeah.
care, I don't care. And it's going to go downhill. Shit goes downhill.
Yep.
I mean,
You can try and polish a turd, but a turd is still a turd.
They just did it with Whiteside. He's a tight end.
Yeah, like, and that's my point. You know, you saw it in the chat. I don't care if you switch JJ to wide receiver, tight end, back to wide receiver. It involves catching a ball, and we all
Yeah,
know
these
that JJ
things.
cannot catch a ball. So, what's the point in moving the kid to tight end? He's still going to have to catch, and we all know he can't do that. So, come on.
Yeah, he just can't. But I don't understand what Harry Roseman sees in him.
He doesn't want to fail.
Yeah, I get that one, but sometimes you need to fail,
Mm-hmm.
succeed. I mean, my dad always told me that. I mean, I failed at something. Well, it takes you a couple times to fail so you can succeed, dude.
That's how you learn.
You're not gonna win every goddamn time.
No, you don't learn from winning. You learn from failure.
Yeah.
But trust me, Howie's failed plenty of times. He should have learned already.
That's exactly right. But he does so good in like free agency, and he does good with the money. He just
Mm-hmm.
like I always said, I can pick any Eagles fan, and if they made my draft pick, I wouldn't be as concerned as is
Yeah.
Howie Roseman. Like my buddies and all, like, dude, you. He goes, but you got. He goes. I know what you're saying, but he goes. Now you get me to worry about Howie Roseman. I'm like, dude, when you screw up so many times, you can only screw up so many times where people, you know, doubt you.
No lie, man. I'm going to tell you this. I had an idea, and I thought it would be really cool, at least for the first round, where the NFL would do 1 year where it's a fan vote. You know, like for instance, like you get enough time. I mean, hell, we sit through the first round because it takes like 10 minutes for the first pick to just get through. You know, there's a clock on it. Well, you can use that 10 minutes to do a poll online for all Eagle fans, all Texan fans, all Jaguar fans, and you all vote on who you want by who's on the board, and then you pick by the unanimous vote of the fans. You know, let the fans get a little bit of say on who gets drafted to their team. You can do it for the first round. And then also, guess what? You can't end up turning around and putting that back on yourself or you as a coach because the fans picked them. So only the fans can be mad about that pick.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would go. That would be more interesting. That'd be something. That would be very interesting. I think a lot
Right?
of fans would go crazy over it.
Yeah, well, it gets you involved. It feels like you have a say in your team.
Kind of be like fantasy football. You're doing your own little fantasy football thing.
Yeah.
One or two picks, you know.
And you could do it. You could pull it off easily.
Oh yeah, very easily. I don't know that would be if that happened. I could see a whole lot of fans be more fans would be interested in the draft than they already are.
I
And
can
you
tell you
already
right
know.
now, Howie would never pick another draft pick in his life again if he did that. They'd be so happy about how we picked. They'd be like, hell, let's just let the fans pick all the time.
Yeah, it's so weird, dude. I don't know. I get nervous. It's how I am. I can't get away from it. And now it's almost here. I'm so excited for it.
Yep.
And like now they're talking about wide receivers. I'm like, do you see them drafting a wide receiver?
Oh, I do. I do. We need it. I'm not. Listen, I'm not one of those guys just because we went 3 years in a row wide receiver in the first round that I'm going to be mad about it. Listen, if we had 3 wide receivers like Dallas did last year, and Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup and Wilson, well, we'd be talking different right now. I'd be like, we don't need any more. You know, we got good ones, but guess what? We're stuck with Rager.
We only got one.
Yeah, Watkins, I have a lot of high hopes for. I really think this kid will be something special. He's working his butt off to do it. I just don't know what his ceiling is. You know, I think he'd be really good for us in the slot, especially if we went and took like Olave or Wilson or Williams or Burke or London in this draft in the first round. Man, if you move Quez into the slot, I think he'd eat up a lot more in the slot than he did outside last year. You know, but we definitely need wide receivers. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah, I see. I can see Quez being a slot receiver, and
Yeah.
I would like him on punt returns and kick returns. I would like
Yes?
to see more of that.
Okay.
But I mean, for Quest to do it,
Yeah.
But I already shipped Rager out like last year. You know what I mean? So
I said it at the end of last year, man. I better never see Rager in another midnight green uniform ever again. Well, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. But
it's not going to happen because Howie Roseman don't want to be wrong. But like I told everybody, I don't think the Eagles are going wide receiver in the first round because that was 3 years in a row. But if it happens and they pick the right guy, I'll be ecstatic.
we all will.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what would
No, and I mean, if they don't take receiver in the first round, dude, listen, there is, I'm pretty sure they'll do it in the second round at 51, and there's some good talent still there. You know, you got Ross from Clemson, you got Bell from Purdue, you know, you got, there's another one too. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of talent still at wide receiver in the second round early. You know, you got Watson from North Dakota State, but it all depends on how far these guys drop and how quick they go off the board.
Well, I thought they in the second round that's who they were going to go for, Russ from Purdue, but because I'm high on him, but in the second round.
Yep.
But that's and I like running backs, but I've been looking at the running backs. I'm not liking the running backs that are in the draft. I don't see no outstanding guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, the ones that I kind of keep my eye on is the one from Michigan State, Walker the third. Oh man, I forget what his name is. The other one, is it Bell? I don't know. The other guy, they have the Bills drafting him. I forget who it is though. And then Pierce from Florida. Pierce is probably going to be the best one out of this, and hopefully Papa's watching. He'll be smiling happy that I say that. But Pierce has got all the tools to probably be the best halfback coming out of this draft.
Yeah, I was liking Pierce, but I'm like, to me there's just not that one outstanding guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
just it's just that piece.
Yeah. You're saying there's no Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry.
There's no Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley or there's just that guy's not there.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, we need a running back too, because I don't think Miles Sanders is going to cut it. I mean, I think if he gets hurt again, what he got?
Yeah, no, man. I'm a huge Miles Sanders fan. I'm a huge Saquon fan because I'm a Penn State fan. I loved him in college. I loved watching him play, and I'm very disappointed in both of them. And in fact, we had this conversation on my channel the other night. You look back at all of the halfbacks that came out of Penn State, other than Larry Johnson, they haven't really done anything. None of them. Right. No halfbacks. It sucks though because Sanders and Saquon have so much talent, so much. And if they could have just stayed healthy and didn't and actually went to some good teams, no lie, Saquon's O-line is what ended his career. The Giants ended his career with that terrible O-line. I'm not saying we ended Sanders' career because we didn't. Sanders just kind of had some bad luck here over the last 3 first years. I made the comment, what if this kid comes out this year and runs for 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns? Do we keep him or do we still let him go?
No, see, if he does that, I'd keep him.
But that's a one-hit wonder, though. I mean, what's the odds that he does that again the next year? Or is he going to go right back to being who he was? You know what I mean? So it's a real iffy one. It's like you either take the chance. I'd give him a 1-year prove-it deal. Because Howie seems to like to do that. I'd be like, fine, I'll sign you long term, but I want 1 more solid year out of you. If you can do that, I'll do it.
I just don't want to give him that big payday.
Yes.
And he'd be like, a Zeke Elliott and getting paid, and what's
I
he
agree.
getting, two yards a carry? Like, you're the highest paid running back, and you're only getting 2 yards a carry. What's that?
Well, Pollard should be their starting halfback.
Right, I think
No
he is
lie.
going to be.
He
Yeah,
should be.
No, he's really good. So, but I mean, I like Miles Sanders. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I
But
do too.
he's just something off about him where he ain't been producing.
You know what's crazy though, man? Out of all the flack that we give this kid, and yeah, I understand he did not have a single touchdown last year, but neither did any of the Giants' offensive players have a single touchdown. You know, but when you look at it, man, for his career, Miles Sanders has 7 yards per carry.
That's not.
That is
great.
insane. That's insane.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Though.
That isn't. No, that's insane. That's not great. That's freaking insane. Not even Derrick Henry has that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's insane. 7 yards per carry. And we haven't even, and honestly, we don't use him that much. So I'd probably be a little less if we used him more. But
But then again, like I said, I like a two-headed monster. You agreed
Yeah.
with me. If he had another guy, take the 4 out of the picture, go put them on the bench, and just have 2 guys, him and somebody can just pounce on him, and when he can break loose, imagine how many yards he can get.
Oh, yeah, dude. He could easily be a 1,600-yard halfback. Easily. Hell, and no lie, if Miles Sanders had his best year, I'm talking his best year where he never got injured and he was unstoppable, the kid could have 2,000-plus all-purpose yards. Easily. Between receiving and running. And that's what really sucks, man. I don't know if you've noticed, but Miles Sanders has really gotten bad at catching the ball out of the backfield. He was actually really good at it in college.
But he wasn't bad in the beginning.
No, he's just got worse.
With the Eagles, he wasn't that. He was in his first year, I believe, or his second year. He was doing good at catching the ball out of the backfield and taking off. I'm like, dude, we need this guy. This guy's awesome. And then he started going downhill he started dropping things. I'm like, dude, it's like throwing it to your front door. You can easily just turn and say, whoop, boom, there it goes. But no, he's dropping it. It's like, and I don't know if it's the quarterback on how he's like throwing the ball. Is he throwing it too hard? You know, like Brett Favre used to throw a ball beaming at you and break your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
So Brett Favre wasn't always the greatest at throwing a football.
No.
You know what I mean? He used to chuck and duck, you know what I mean? And he was scared to throw it, but he would beam it and break people's fingers. It's like you got to have some kind of touch on the football. Yeah. So I didn't know if it was that or not that Miles Sanders kept on dropping the ball.
Well, see, when I went back and I looked at it, especially in 2020, because we had the last 4 games there with Jalen Hurts, you know, I kind of looked how Carson Wentz threw him the ball out of the backfield, you know, when he went out wide and they tossed it out to him, and I tried to look at how Jalen threw it to him. Most of the time, whenever Carson threw it to Miles, it was kind of at his back hip while he was running away. So he'd kind of have to slow down, turn a little bit, put his hands to his back hip, grab it, bring it back around and take off, to where when you looked at Jalen actually put it out in front of him. So when he caught it, he was still running. You know, he didn't have to slow down.
Right.
But even still and I thought Hurts would be the difference maker in that. I really truly felt that it was the way Carson was throwing the balls out to him that was making him worse at catching out of the backfield. But then you see Jalen throw to him, things kind of come to light that it's not truly the quarterback per se. It's also he's having issues of his own that he needs to work out.
Like I'm hoping, like he tweeted out, that nobody has faith in you, but you do, Miles. I'm hoping he takes this to heart and just has an outstanding year. But
I do too.
You know, I I don't know what's going to happen with him.
I do too. I don't know why he wasn't taking it serious to begin with. That's my only question for him. Like, dude, you should have been taking this serious since your rookie year, you know? And you coming out now saying you're going to take it serious, it was like, well, then what was your first 3 years just for shits and giggles? Like, did you not care? You know?
Yeah, like I mean, in your first 3 years, you want to be outstanding. So
Yeah.
you're going for that big payday. When you're a rookie, you're not really getting that much money.
No, you got to earn it.
You got to earn that money. You got to try to like when you go to work, you got to earn that money. Like get up the road and do
Mhm.
outstanding, and you'll be good. But
Yeah. No, he dug himself a hole. Now he's going to have to dig out of it. But I have faith in him. I do. I think Miles will be okay. You know, I don't. In my honest opinion, man, Miles Sanders has not played like Miles Sanders the last 3 years. This is not the player that I know from Penn State. It's not the kid that I knew watching growing up, here for the last 4 years that he was at Penn State. Now, granted, when he was there, he didn't play a lot because he was behind Saquon. But his senior year, he played every game, and he ran for 1,300 yards. And I think he had like 12 touchdowns that year. So don't tell me you can't do it. Like you can do it.
You can do it, but for some other reason, hey. But everybody wants to put things on Jalen Hurts, and it's like you said, it's a trickle down effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
I got to ask you a question, bro. When your
sir.
team sucks, do you put it on your quarterback and coach, or do you put it on everyone?
Put it on everybody, basically. But like, if it comes down to the quarterback, then yeah, it's like I said again, the quarterback is going to get the blame because he's the leader of the team. It starts with him, so that's why they're going to go at the quarterback. That's why they're going to go at the quarterback situation. Like, first of all, like the first couple of months, the first half of the month, like I hold Davis Mills accountable because again you're the quarterback, but I understand like again he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
But in the middle of the season, his progression starting to do too well. His progression starting to get better. He's starting to look up both sides of the field. Davis Mills shows some pretty good size and talent wise. He also come from a good head coach in David Shaw in Stanford. He also was coached well in college by one of the goodest coaches in the college game. But when anytime you're a quarterback, you're gonna get the blame first. But it's one thing to keep making the same mistakes over and over. But again, like Jalen Hurts having 4 interceptions against the New York Giants and them then having 5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you got to look at that and you can't shy away from that. You just got to look at that and realize, say, hey, man, as a quarterback, you're gonna put it on yourself. He definitely gonna put it on himself, and it's gonna be on him because he knows he has to play better, and everybody expect him to play better. But do I expect us, to be one of those people that move on from him? No, I think he deserves one more year, and if he doesn't do very, very good this coming year, then you just move on from him. Simple as that. I mean, I say he did just enough, but I say, and I've been saying as well, like. I'm not going to make excuses for Jalen Hurts on how bad he played in the playoff game. A lot of that was on him because they played nothing but a man-to-man off defense. They played nothing but a man-to-man defense. You just got to hit some of those throws, and it's just no excuses for him not to get some of those throws, not to hit some of those throws and make the simple read. But, I mean, that's what you go have an offseason for, and that's what you're working with the greatness of Tom Brady for. It's good that he wants to get better. It's good that he wants to be a leadership. Have a good leadership. He's just got to get better of going through more of his progressions and reading the defense the right way. I mean, he don't got a lot to work on. And like I said again, I mean, it's just he just got to get better at some of the things he struggles at. It's just I mean, that just goes with a quarterback. Like I say, you the leader of the team. So again, anytime the team struggles or the offensive side of the ball struggles, the quarterback is the number one guy to get the blame.
Well, and that's, I love that you say that, bro, because that's one of my pet peeves with a lot of people and why a lot of arguments start with Jalen Hurts, but not just him. That this goes for any quarterback.
That's the ending quarterback.
When you look at Jalen Hurts and people say, well, he's not our quarterback, he can't be our quarterback, he's too inaccurate, he can't read defenses, blah blah blah. Instantly, my mind goes, okay, you're calling this kid stupid. Like, he can't learn. He can't learn how to be accurate. He can't learn how to read defenses. He can't learn how to do this. He can't learn how to do that, to where every quarterback has to do that. Like, if you think for 1 minute that every quarterback that comes in here and is accurate 100% right off the bat, you're wrong. They all have to work. Hell, Tom Brady's still working at it at 45.
Yep.
Like, it's not like he just wakes up, walks on a football field, and he's the god of it. No, he has to keep practicing. It's always about practice. So when people put those arguments out there, I hate them, because it's like, you're pretty much telling me that this kid or any other kid is stupid and they can't learn. And that's what I don't like. When you start taking away their, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't take, like, I don't take his ability away from the man. Jalen Hurts is a phenomenal athlete. Yes, he has, like me, I say, yes, you can always fix, you always can teach him how to read a defense. First of all, that's on the coach.
Yes.
I believe reading the defense is on your coach. Means you're not putting him in behind the watching film enough or whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep on blaming Jalen Hurts for that. Passing, yes, he has to work on that, but that's just practice. I mean, you don't go to work. You didn't start your job and knew exactly what the hell you were doing. You had to keep on going and going and going and going, and you pick it up.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to put the guys around him, better around him, and you got like the mailman going out for a pass, and he keeps on dropping the ball, what do you got then? Like, what are we doing here? You're making this kid fail.
Mm-hmm.
And if Jalen Hurts wasn't the guy, and you picked up another guy, another quarterback, I don't care if it's, like I said, it could be Joe Montana. If he has the weapons that Jalen Hurts has right now, he's not going to be able to do it. You know what I mean?
He might be able to do it better, but he ain't going to do it.
Like, he's not going to do it. Like,
yeah. He might be able to make it look better, but he ain't going to do it. Like,
right.
There's only so much you can do with so much talent. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to sit here and realize: would LeBron be LeBron without practice? Would Michael Jordan have been Michael Jordan without practice, or Kobe Bryant, or Joe Montana, or Steve Young, or Tom Brady, or any of these guys? I mean, the only reason that they are legends and they will be forever known throughout all eternity is because these men practiced. I mean, Michael Jordan played basketball in his driveway at 3 years old, and he continued to do it all the way up till he retired. I mean, that's what it takes. You have to dedicate day in and day out from morning till night to be who you want to be, and I'm not going to be a guy who sits here and squashes someone's dreams because I feel he can't learn. I mean, that's what practice is about.
I never say that Jalen Hurts, like, he just needs to be able to work on his stuff, but you just need to practice. But it doesn't matter if you practice with a guy that can't catch the football. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That you're never going to be able to work on your talent.
Yeah.
You can't, like, Patrick Mahomes. He can throw it sideways and all this. But if he throws it sideways and the guy don't catch it, Patrick Mahomes is an idiot for throwing it sideways.
For sure. Yeah, no, people would look at it.
If he lifts up his leg and throws it over his leg, he's an idiot for that. But the guy caught the ball.
So he looks good.
Now he is outstanding, which is the wide receiver caught this ball that it was sidearm or behind his back or however he does it. It's like, dude, you gotta. But he has talent around him to make him look good.
Yeah.
It's like how are the Eagles not doing this?
Well, and that was my one argument too, man. When you sit here and you look at it, everyone's like, well, if he doesn't develop this year and stuff, we're going to go out next year and we're going to get a whole new quarterback. I'm okay with that. Fine, do it. Go ahead. But when that new quarterback comes in and he's just as shitty, I don't want to hear no bitching, because here's the thing. You get rid of Jalen Hurts next year and you don't beef up this wide receiver core at all. Let's just say they don't do it at all. You still have Quez this year, you still have Reagor this year, and you still have Smith this year. And you guys go out and you tank, and then you bring in like CJ Stroud or one of these other new rookies that come in. You're going to sit there and expect them to do better with that same group of people?
Exactly.
Like, no, you're already setting up your rookie to fail. Like, you're not even helping him. So if you're not going to help Jalen, if you're not going to help Carson, then you might as well just keep Jalen and run with him as long as you're going to screw it up, because all you're doing at this point is screwing up quarterbacks every other year. Same thing that the Cleveland Browns did. They went 20 years taking quarterbacks in the first round because their team was shitty. It wasn't just the quarterback. Their whole team was shitty. But like Dante said, it comes back on the quarterback because he is the main dog. He is the one everyone stares at. He is the one that touches the ball every single play. And I understand that. But I'm not going to be the one to sit here and say that someone's a bust because my whole team is a bust. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do that. So you can go out and you can keep Quez, you can keep Reagor, and you can keep Smith. And then you can get rid of Hurts at the end of next year. But when CJ Stroud or one of these kids come in and they tank, and you start wondering why did they tank, look at what he's got around him. That's why he tanked.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm like, you got to get weapons around him. And another rookie is not going to help. I think you have to get. Like, I know it'll never happen, but if you went and got Deebo Samuel, right, that would help out Devontae Smith, and that would help out Jalen Hurts.
And Quez.
And Quez. Yep. No doubt. But if you went and got, just say Landry right now, it would help out the team.
Bro, if you went and got T.O. right now, it'd help us out. Like, I'm not even – Terrell Owens is 45, I believe, right? Dude, I'm telling you, I even made this known like 2 months ago. If Terrell Owens played our slot position this past year where Reagor played, and he played in every game that Reagor played in, dude would have 800 yards. I guarantee it. Terrell Owens at 45 would have had 800 yards compared to Quez's lousy 202.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like – that's saying something, like you need, if you went out and you got Deebo in the next couple of days and you had Smith on the other side and you had Quez in the slot and Hurts failed, then I'd say you have something, because I'd be like, all right, they went out and they got him weapons. Deebo can catch. We all know that. Smith can catch. We all know that. Quez can catch. We all know that. So if he doesn't work, then I understand. But I'm not going to sit here and rate somebody and tear him down because we have one good wide receiver. Like, that's not going to happen.
And why did it seem? It could have been me, but it seemed last year that Jalen Hurts threw to Reagor more than to Devontae Smith. Like it seemed like Devontae Smith was saying, "Yo, get me the ball, give me the ball." and they were always throwing the ball to Reagor like he's our number one.
You know, I kind of made a comment a couple months ago too, where if you look at how Jalen played, very seldom did Jalen ever throw to his left side.
Right.
He doesn't like throwing to his left. He likes throwing to his right.
On
But where was Devontae Smith lined up every single time?
his left.
On his left. So the one guy who is your main target, you put him on the left side, the side that he does not throw to. What you should have done is had Smith on his right side the entire time. The entire time. Your strong side should have been where Smith was. And in fact, you had it the complete opposite. You had our number one and our only dude who could do anything on his weakest side. Now, granted, I understand you wanted Smith to cut across the field to his right, but if you had Smith on his right side the whole time, he wouldn't have to find him. He'd know where he is. You know what I'm saying? It would have made it easier for Hurts, and it would have made it easier for Smith, but they didn't do that. And granted, that could just be literally rookie head coaches. You know, that who knows? But I feel they strategized wrong. We'll put it that way.
It was bad coaching. I agree with you on that. But it seemed like Jalen Hurts, like you said, he likes to throw it on his right. Oh, excuse me, and run on his left.
Yep.
He always runs to his left. Very subtle in the head does he run to his right. He don't really like running to his right that much. He likes taking off to the left.
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, to me that's obvious. Like that's how you stop him from running.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you try to get him to run to his right because he don't like that too much. He likes running to his left. So if you can stop him running to his left, you can stop him altogether running.
You remember that Saints game where that dude's still trying to find his soul on the 20-yard line?
Yep.
Well, today, what did he do? What happened? He was running right. He didn't like running right.
He didn't like
so he scooted back left. And where did he end up running into for the touchdown at? The very corner of the left side of the end zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, left side, yeah.
He doesn't like running right. He likes throwing right, and he likes running left. That's shit you should know as a head coach.
Well,
and then you scheme around it.
But that's how me and you right now we're just Eagle fans. We're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't run the show. I'm like, if we can sit here and figure it out, they got to say, hey, Jalen, these people are going to figure you out like this. So you got to switch up a little bit and try to run to your right. We know you like running to your left, but run to your right a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's an athletic guy. He can run to his right.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody has a favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you run to your left a little bit, you could, hey, like you said, he'll deep the guy and go to his left and take off, and he can make a touchdown.
No, it's really weird how that happens, man, to be honest, because I was just sitting here thinking too. And, there is certain ways I like to run. Especially on a football field, if you look back. Like, I don't know if it's because your left and your right brain, if you're right-handed or left-handed determines on how you like to run, but it is really weird because as an athlete, there is certain ways you only like to run. Like, whenever it's something you're not used to doing, it's very uncomfortable, even if you know you're good at it,
But it's like a running back, too. You can look at it like this. If he's a running back, he's already seeing an open hole that's not open yet.
Yeah, precisely.
You know what I mean? That's what he's doing. He sees an open hole that ain't open yet.
Yep.
And then he knows that hole is going to be open
Mm-hmm.
as soon as he gets there.
Yep.
He sees the play already being made. Like, hey, I said I did say Jalen Hurts is like Tim. I called him Jalen Tebow because I was getting frustrated on how his play was.
Yeah.
And on his games, when you go to 3 quarters and you only got 60 yards, you get frustrated. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But you know, it's just not on him. It's on the coaches, the play calling.
Yep.
I mean, in the beginning of the season, everybody was yelling, "Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball."
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to see if Jalen Hurts can beat a team with his arm. Because sometimes, I don't care what anybody says, you're going to have to beat. He's going to have to beat a team with his arm. It can't always be with your legs.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that Tampa Bay playoff game proved that. We couldn't run at all. Not at all.
But was he hurt?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean? No, he was hurt and he had to go get surgery. Should he have been playing that game?
No. No, but I honestly believe Nick felt that was his best chance to win. Or he wouldn't have done it. I mean, and that's the thing, man, you know, and a lot of people look at that game and they're like, well, you know, that just proves that he sucks, blah, blah, blah. It's like, listen, man, I've never had a torn ligament in my ankle, ever. I've torn my Achilles heel, but I've never torn a ligament off of my ankle. I only imagine that's very painful, you know, and a lot of your quarterback form comes from the ground up. And if you can't, and you know, I'm like I said, I believe it's his left ankle that he injured. So on his dropbacks, he was fine because all of his pressure is going on his back leg. But as soon as he was trying to step up in the pocket, you're instantly putting pressure on that left ankle, which throws off your throwing motion. Okay. Now, if you can't put all the pressure on your left ankle to throw, what's he doing? Well, he's compensating it with arm strength. He's using more of his arm and less of his waist and his legs to rip the ball, which is why I believe you saw a lot of high throws in that Tampa Bay game, which is why you saw a lot of interceptions because, one, his form wasn't there. He wasn't able to move the normal way he was able to move, and he was compensating the pain in his ankle for strength in his arm. Well, when that's not part of your game, and throwing with just your arm is not part of your game, your throws are going to be off. And that proved it. You know, a lot of people want to sit there and nitpick about him not throwing that ball down the seam to Quez in the slot, you know, when he was running down that seam in the middle of the field. He already threw 2 interceptions. He knew he couldn't make that throw. Inside his mind, he already knew it. So therefore, he's not going to throw that ball. He doesn't want to be intercepted 3 times and give you guys more of a reason to hate him. You know what I mean? So he played the safer bet and didn't do it. I understand it, but most people don't look at it that way. They're like, he should have thrown that ball. Well, if you knew you couldn't make it, would you throw it? Because if you would have thrown it and you knew you couldn't have made it, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's just idiotic.
Yeah, you don't do that.
That's where the stupid. Then you could say he's a stupid player.
Yeah.
But if he would have done that, but like my thing with Jalen Hurts is, can he be fixed?
Yes.
I think he can. I think he can. But now he only has 2 more years on his contract. He has this and next year.
Yep.
And my thing is, well, since the salary went so up outrageously,
yeah,
right? And wide receivers are getting paid $30 million. You can't pay Jalen Hurts like, hey, let's do a deal of $30 million. And we'll sign you to an extension for 2 years, say. Well, he's not going to go for that.
I think he would in a way because, listen, and this is just how I'm looking at it. Jalen's not stupid. We all know that. You know, he's a very, very, very intelligent person. He's got great football IQ, and the kid is willing to work his ass off to be the best he can be. Okay? Truly. And when I look at this kid, I'm telling you, he's only going to be as good as he wants to be. You know, if he wants to be the greatest, he'll be the greatest. If he doesn't, he won't. You know, I mean, you got to look at Tom Brady isn't the greatest because Tom is the greatest. Tom wanted to be, so therefore he is. It was a desire of his to never lose, and that's what he did. You know, and hopefully he can put that mentality in Jalen Hurts, and he can help Hurts become better than what he is right now. I'm not saying these things to you and for people that are listening to excuse the kid. These are not excuses. When I talk about this, these are just pure facts. Okay? I'm not protecting this kid. I'm not giving him excuses. I know he's got a lot to work on. He does. But you said it best. What makes him perfect is the kid is only 23 years old. He came out of college and into the NFL an unpolished quarterback. Unpolished means no one's really had their hands on him. No one's really put him and made him into just one style of QB. You know what I mean? Like, Nick can literally mold this kid into whatever he wants him to be because no one's actually truly had their hands on him. He's a fresh, young quarterback. He's very young, and he's got a lot to learn. So the way I look at this for Nick is a good thing because he is so unpolished and he is so raw. We can make Jalen Hurts into anything we want him to be. Anything at all.
It would be like, I don't like, can Nick do it though?
That's the question.
That'd be another question. You know,
That's the question.
You know what I mean? There's just too many questions. Like,
Yeah.
see, to me, I think Jalen Hurts is going to say, "Well, you know, I want to get paid too.
Yeah.
I'm not here trying not to get paid. I'm trying to make my money."
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I forgot to answer that one. I was supposed to answer that. No, I think you could get Jalen because of, yes, I granted this past year he made it to the playoffs with a shitty team. But until the kid actually is like a top 5 quarterback, okay, you could get away with paying Jalen maybe 2 years, 20, 25 mil. Okay. Now I want you to think about this. Do you know how much money that saves us? If you only have to pay Jalen $20 or $25 million after next year.
First of all, if you can get away with that one, tell me he's not even a top wide receiver rate, then yeah, that'd be outstanding.
Well, and the only reason I say 20 to 25 is because the kid's never really actually done anything yet. You know, he's young, and that's nothing on him, and that's nothing that he did nothing wrong. He got drafted in the second round. That's only 4 years instead of 5, so that's one less year. You had to sit behind Carson for damn near a whole year your first year, except for 4 games, and then last year you played all year, and then this year you'll play all year, and hopefully next year you will. Now, in that time frame, if you ball out, then sure, you're going to get paid, but the way we look at it is it's not just him. It's Howie too. It's what kind of team Howie puts around him. If this kid comes out here and he does good, but he doesn't win anything, you can get away with paying him cheap. But just imagine this. If you could get Jalen Hurts for, we'll just say $30 million max for 4 years, if this kid comes out and does pretty good for us, imagine what kind of team you can build only having a $30 million quarterback. That's like Carson Wentz. That's like Carson Wentz's rookie contract deal when we brought in Alshon Jeffrey, when we brought in Torrey Smith, Jay Ajayi, Blunt, because Carson wasn't costing us pennies on the dollar. That's all he was costing. We didn't have to pay the quarterback. So if you have a quarterback like Jalen who is progressively getting better each and every year and you can see it, and you can get away with only paying him $30 million until he actually wins something, dude, you can build one hellacious team. True.
Yeah, like, no, you're right. I mean, but if you can get them for only $30 million a year,
that's a steal.
That's a steal. That's
yes. That's a steal.
Like, to me, I don't think that'll happen. But
well, it all depends on what he does on the field, though. That'll determine what he'll get.
Yeah, I think I oh shoot. Yeah, I think that's that would be a big steal. Like, I think we need to do that. I would be all for that because that's my one concern.
Well, then you better hope this kid don't come out in the next 2 years and win a Super Bowl, or that dream's shot in the foot.
Yep.
Because if he wins the Super Bowl, guess what? That $30 million just went to, well, hell, I don't even know what it would be right now. Watson just got $230 mil fully guaranteed. I don't even want to know what the hell it would be.
So what's it? So Watson's getting 49. Aaron Rodgers is getting 50, right?
Yep.
And Mahomes is getting 49. You know, uh,
Dak's getting 40.
Zach's getting 40. Okay, you could say that Jalen Hurts is not better than Dak,
Mhm.
right? Dak has a better arm. Dak has been doing more.
You know, I don't know, man. I listen. There's an argument that I've been putting out there a lot lately. I can't really say Dak's better than Jalen because here's the thing, and I know people are going to be like, "What?" Listen, man, he's been in the league for 5 years. Dak.
Dak.
He had C.D. Lamb.
Yep.
He had Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Sure, he didn't have Gallup, but he had Wilson. Dude, you automatically had 2 first-round talents, obviously, at wide receiver. You had Pollard, you had Zeke, and yet you come out here and have the same stats in your playoff game in the wild card as Jalen Hurts, and you had way better weapons around you than what Jalen Hurts did. I can't really sit here and say Dak's better than Jalen at this point. I'm sorry. You're 5 years in. My quarterback is literally on his first full year starting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that weighs on me. 5 years compared to
You
just
do have a point there that hey, if you really look at how many weapons that Dak has, and now he just lost a major weapon.
Yep.
Because I don't think C.D. Lamb is not going to be as a big weapon because of he's in with what you call it.
Who are we talking about?
What was the guy that the wide receiver that just left
Cooper.
Cooper, yeah.
Yep.
I think C.D. Lamb is going to lose a little bit because Cooper's not there.
I agree.
You're double covering Cooper.
Yeah.
You're not double covering C.D. Lamb.
Yeah.
You know?
No, Cooper opened up a lot for that offense. Because you had to, even though they didn't throw to him all the time, you had to know where he was, which opened up a lot of doors for Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. Without Cooper being there now, all the attention is going to be on CD. You know, and is CD going to be able to handle that? I asked Boys for Life, a Cowboy fan, that question the other night when he was on mine. He thinks he can, but he also said, we'll see. You know, they think he can. But will he be as dominant as what he was last year? I don't know. You know, we'll see whenever we get Jalen Ramsey put on him. We'll see whenever we get all these top echelon corners put on CD instead of Cooper. We'll see what he's got, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Hey, let me I got to get a charger.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Go for it.
Oh, God.
Giants are trying to trade Tony. Yeah, I heard about that, Prime. Not exactly sure why they're going to do that. I mean, it's not like they truly have the wide receiver depth to do it, but hey, whatever. I don't know, man. Tony is a good talent, though. I ain't gonna lie.
My friggin' laptop went down.
No, you're good, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry about that. My battery went dead on my laptop.
That's fine. We've all had these complications, man. The worst one you're going to run into is when your internet ain't working right for you while you're trying to live stream. That's the worst one.
I appreciate you coming on, man, because I was trying to figure out how to do this. I'm just learning.
Listen, man, I've had a lot of people stand behind me when I first started. You've supported me, and now that you're starting, I'm honored to be here and just talk football with you on your first live, man. So,
Yeah, I got a couple of guys that want to go live with me. I'm trying to get a hold of that dude Philly 500.
yeah,
I've been talking with him, and I like talking with you guys. You guys are awesome.
appreciate that. Thank you.
You guys talk. You guys took me in, like I like to say. I always chat with you. And you guys took me in. I appreciate it so much. But I like when people know what the hell they're doing, talking about football. I never knew that you would talk football like this.
Oh yeah, man. It's very little that I get to do this because, most of the time in my lives, that's why I kind of did the brand change, because I want to take it more serious. I want to be able to have more adults in my lives, just one-on-one, and just talk like this. I know a lot about football, and I know a lot about every team. I just don't talk about other teams because I'm an Eagle fan. But I know every team, and I can talk every team, but I choose not to. But yeah, I got a lot of knowledge in my head, man, and it's always nice to just kind of sit here and chill out and just talk it because not
right.
times do you get to do it, because other people want to talk about other things and stuff like that.
Well, I got only got a couple of friends that'll talk football with me, but then they're like, they're not as pumped as I am.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You got to find. I like to call them freaks. You got to find that ego freak that wants to talk about it all the time, and or just talk about sports all the time.
Yep.
I mean, you can't really find them guys. There's always like, well, I got to do this, and I'm not really watching the game. What do you mean you're not watching a football game? I stopped everything for watching a football game. My kid got me on this.
Dude, I stopped mowing the grass during the middle of the day to watch football games.
Yep.
My yard will go half mowed if I have to watch a football game.
I'll pay somebody to cut my grass so I can watch the football game. Hey, listen, I paid my nephews like $65 to cut my grass, and they don't even cut it right. I'm like, I don't care.
Just cut it.
Just cut it. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if Stevie Wonder cut that damn thing. Just cut the damn thing. I can watch this game.
Right?
You know
no,
what
I feel you, man. I feel you.
But Yeah, it's I'm so appreciative of you guys taking me in under your wing and hanging out and just talk with me and
That's what's great about this fan base, bro, and that's what's great about our fan base here on YouTube. I must say, I'm on my year since yesterday. I've only been doing this a year, but man, I'll tell you what, some of the people that I've met on here doing this, and some of the friends that I have acquired, lifelong friends now, it's such a great thing. The people you get to meet, the community that we've built on YouTube here. Like, no lie, man, YouTube shouldn't even be red. It should be green. Like, you know, Philadelphia Eagle content creators make YouTube. I'm sorry, but they do. And there's not another community out there on YouTube like us. Like, we defend each other. We got each other's backs. We talk, and we're all friends for the most part. So,
right, everybody has their different opinions, but you're still friends. You're still brothers.
yeah. So I'm just glad you can be a part of it, man, and enjoy it like I did. There's a lot to it. There's a lot that goes into it, but like I said, you ever need help, man, don't feel afraid to say anything in the chat. You're in it. We will always lend out a hand if need be.
Yeah, I watch you guys, and I can stop by and comment and do whatever I can do for you. I'm like, dude,
my door is always open. I tell every Eagle content creator that if I'm live and I'm by myself and you want to hop in, just tell me, Twitter me, whatever. I will let you in. My doors are always open to anyone who wants to come and talk sports, man.
Yeah, you guys are great. You guys are real great, and like I said, I feel so appreciative that you guys even just stop by and hang out with me for a little bit.
It's not a problem, man.
But yeah,
I know what it's like to start out, man. I do, and it can get lonely sometimes. But when you have good people around you and good friends, it makes it a lot easier. You won't be here long, man. You'll be up there soon.
Now, do you lose? Have you been losing subscribers?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like I'll
do?
gain. Yeah, it's YouTube. They do it. I'll gain 5 one night. I'll wake up the next morning and lose 3 of the 5. And then, like a couple days later, I'll gain some, and then they'll take some and gain some. They say they're going through rooting out bots. People just fake accounts that subscribe to you, but they end up taking away people too that aren't actually bots. So,
right.
Yeah, it's dumb, but
yeah, like I lost like 4, gained 1. I'm like, what's going on here?
yeah, no, it's weird. I try not to understand it because I'll just hurt my brain. So
Yeah. I liked your other channel too, by the way.
Which one?
Your when you were figuring out the weird laws, the stupid laws.
Oh, yeah, my conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Appreciate that, man. No, we like to have fun there. I created that because I like conspiracies. First of all, I'm a huge conspiracy guy. But secondly, it was my way to kind of get away from football talk a little bit. Because, dude, we talk about this shit 7 days a week. And we'll be on 7 different channels 7 days a week. And we get asked the same question 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
You get boring. It does get boring and stuff talking about it after so long. So it's good to have another channel where you can just go kick back, relax, and talk about something other than sports. So.
Yeah, I always do on the stream, and my wife's like, "Yo, you gonna do all the thing?" I'm like, "There's nothing to talk about. We talk about it and talk about it. We gotta wait until the draft gets here now.
Yeah,
you can only say so much.
Yeah,
and it's over. It's gonna be. It spins and spins. It's always the same thing." And I'm like, she's like, "Okay, whatever." And then I said, "Hey, let's do it live." She's like, "I don't even." All right, let's try to figure this out.
Yeah, no, it's
pretty cool.
It is, and you know that's why I give Joey Shakes and Philly 500 and them props because they go live every day, man. And half the time they're just grabbing at straws, just trying to make something because there is nothing out there, like you said, there isn't. I mean, this off season has been very boring for us.
Yeah, very
And
boring.
how the hell these guys have went live 24 days straight is beyond me because I could not talk about nothing.
And
So
that's what they're doing. They're talking about none. It's like,
hey, but props to them though, they make it work.
hey,
And
you're right. They're making it work.
yeah, but I'm not that type of person. I just can't pull shit out of the air and make it stick. You know, like that's just not who I am.
No, now me, I like. I'll have a prediction. And I'll stick with my prediction.
Mhm.
But you know, it's like they'll come up with a different prediction, and they're like, they'll throw their one prediction out the window. Hey, I'm going with this one.
Yeah.
Hey, people watch it though. I'm like, hats off to you. So I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah, no, I talked to Joey one night about that after our stream, and I said, dude, I just don't know how you can do it. I said, I have tried making videos sometimes of stuff and just trying to make it interesting, you know, but some of this shit, man, it's hard to make it interesting. It really is. Like, you can only say so much, but listen, Joey and them, they've been doing this for like 7 years, so they're used to it. Me, I'm only on my first year. I got a lot to learn yet, but yeah, man, eventually someday I'll figure it out.
Well, this is my first year I watched, but I know this is my first time streaming. I don't really. I wasn't a streamer. I would just do what I thought, send my video out.
Yep.
And I didn't know nothing about the streaming part.
Yeah.
The streaming part's pretty hard too. It's not that easy. You know what I mean?
No, it will get easier as it goes on. You know, you will learn the settings. You will learn how to share. You will learn the comments section. You will learn eventually here how to do backgrounds and all that. And once you get there, it does become easy. I mean, dude, no lie, I just hop on StreamYard now, and it's just like I've done it my whole life. You know, I just
it's just easier for you. You just boop 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 boop.
Yep. As you get used to it, man, you'll get your own flow to things, and you'll know as soon as you open up. All right, I want this background on. I want this comment down at the bottom, and blah blah blah. And you know, it's just second nature after.
Yeah, I like it this way, and it's easier.
Yeah.
But it's like I work a lot. So it's harder for me. Like I got home tonight. It was 7:30.
Yeah.
I'm like, whew, I just pulled 14 hours. Let me let's go do it live. You know, let's go do it live. They're like, my wife's like, you got that in you?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, why not? Heck with it.
I will tell you, man. You know, definitely, it's not for the faint of heart. I will say that doing this and pulling off a successful channel like Joey and 500 in theirs, you know, it takes a lot of time away from your personal life, a lot of time away from everything, you know. I work, I play softball in the summertime. In fact, my softball games start up here on May 3rd at 6 and 7 o'clock at nights. That's going to cut into my time, you know, and I do that 3 times a week, and then work, and then my kids, my wife, and I'm on here all the time, and people are like, how do you do it? I don't know. I just make it work. But it does take a lot of personal time out to do this. I won't lie, but if you have a wife who's strong enough and you're strong enough, you can make it work.
Well, you would laugh at this one. I'm doing this for a 7-year-old kid. My son was 7 years old. He said, listen, you're crazy. He goes, stop yelling at that TV and go on YouTube. I'm like, listen, I'm 40-some years old, dude. I don't need to go on YouTube and yell at on YouTube. He's like, but he wants to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So my wife does all the controls. She does it all. I just sit here and chat with you guys. And then, like, now tonight she's not feeling well, so it's just me.
Yeah.
So I'm over here trying to figure this out. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't work my phone. You want me to work this thing? I can't do that. But she's learning too. So
it's real funny that you say that you're doing it for your son, because in all honesty, I was kind of like you. The first year I watched Joe Castro, I watched Joey Shakes, I watched 500 just to see what it was about, learn it, and I just sat back and took it all in. And, eventually one day watching Joe's show, I was like, I'm just going to do it. And why I started my channel, dude, was to leave a legacy behind for my kids. So when I'm dead and gone and I'm passed away, they can always look back on YouTube and say, there's my dad. They will always be able to see me. This stuff will always be on here for everyone to view. So this is my lasting legacy after I die.
Yeah, it was weird. My son wants to be a gamer on YouTube. I'm like, go for it. I said, you don't have to have your picture up there. You can just sit there. I said, but you got to talk. And he's like, well, what do I talk about? What do I got to do? You know what I mean? I mean, he's only 7, so he's like, yeah.
Just freak out when somebody shoots you in Fortnite. Just be like, no! Like, you gotta be animated. That's the best thing I can tell them is just be animated, man. People like it when you're animated. That's the only thing I can say.
Yep. And I was like, he started watching me. He's like, well, you ain't got no YouTubers. You ain't got nobody. I'm like, well, son, it's not. This is a little bit harder than playing a video game. People like watching a video game. You're talking about sports over here, and he's like, well, you got to make it more fun. You got to make it more interesting. I'm like, I don't know how to make it more interesting. And I said, and then my wife's like, well, be yourself and curse and do all. I'm like, listen, I can't do all that because I can't be the real me because, like everybody else, I'm an asshole. You know what I mean?
You gotta realize something, bro, who I am. I mean, don't let this logo fool you. I used to be Eagles Uncensored. You know that. Yeah. I mean, I made a living off of being a loudmouth. So it's possible. The only thing is you got to get the right group of people around you to do it.
Right. Yeah. And there's kids that want to be in there and talk to you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
don't worry though. That logo's stashed away. When I need it, it will pop out. But
he's like, I got that logo still.
Yeah, in fact, let me see. Is it on? Yeah, look behind me right there. Do you see that red logo?
Yep.
With a line through it? That's my uncensored one.
That's your uncensored one.
That's the green one means it's good for kids. The red one means don't come in.
Yeah, I did this for my son. My wife didn't know nothing about YouTube, and we're figuring out how to do it. And here I am. I'm like, dude, I'm 40 some odd years old. I'm doing this stuff. What is wrong with me?
I started, dude. I am 35 years old. I started at 34. And in all honesty, before I started doing this, man, I never watched YouTube. I won't lie. I never ever watched YouTube. And then a year ago, I started, and guess what? I never turn YouTube off, ever. I'm on YouTube from the morning I wake up till the moment I go to sleep.
Well, I ain't going to lie to you. You know what I watch? Now, I got an hour drive to work. Oh, okay. I watch you. I really do. I watch you. I watch Mitch. I watch Joey Shakes. I watch Philly 500. I watch Vic. I watch all you. It's like Foothill. I watch you all. I really do. I drive around. I got a long ride home. Yeah. So I got a long ride there, a long ride home. I just sit and watch you guys. I'm like, and it's entertaining to me. I'm like, now I didn't know what YouTube. I'm not a YouTube guy. I wasn't YouTube. I was like, straight up, just here we are. Mm-hmm. And my son's like, here, boom, YouTube. Here, look up Eagles. Here, you could listen to everybody that's Eagles and talk Eagles, and like I didn't know nothing about that.
I didn't either, man. No lie. Like I said, I never used YouTube. I never did. My stepson, Forrest, who's 27 now, I think. Dude, he kind of was the YouTube king of the house, and then eventually he was like, dude, just get on it. Kind of like how your son was. Like, dude, there's a lot of fascinating things on YouTube. And one day I just was dabbling around and just started finding Eagles things, and then that's when I got hooked, dude. It was over from there.
I'll tell you now, if I knew what YouTube that there was a YouTube for talking about Eagles when the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Oh my god!
Dude, I'm telling you, it would. I first of all, people would hate me, love me, and I would be so explosive because I told all my friends, I'm like, now the Eagles should trade everybody, Carson Wentz, Fletcher Cox. I would trade everybody. And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, I'd blow this team up and go get all rookies. They're like, why? I'm like, because everybody ain't going to be worth the damn. And here we are.
Yep.
I'm like, they're looking at me like, I guess you were right. Because Carson Wentz wouldn't have cost that much money and we would have been in a big hole.
Yep.
Fletcher Cox wouldn't have cost us that much money because we'd have been getting a first round, second round pick for him.
Now that I agree with you on, we should have traded Cox after we won the Super Bowl. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. That's when we should have moved him because that's when his price tag was the highest.
Right.
And that's whenever people would have wanted him. But now, well, and see, that's something I do hate about Howie a little bit too, is he waits too long to move these guys. Jason Peters waited too long. You know,
yep.
He waited too long to move Carson, in my opinion. I mean, in all honesty, we paid him, and I don't even think we should have paid him.
No, I wouldn't have paid Carson Wentz. I would have traded him.
You waited to you paid Alshon Jeffrey when you shouldn't have paid him. You paid Deshaun Jackson when you shouldn't have paid him. Dude, like there's questions that I need answers to, but.
Well,
we do that a lot.
The Deshaun Jackson thing, I think they did it for the fan base.
Yeah.
I don't really think they wanted him. I think they did it for the fan base because the people loved Deshaun Jackson, and they did not like how he was gone.
I agree, but $20 million was not worth it.
No, not at all. But I think and I think they just did it for the fan base, and Deshaun Jackson's like, I want to get paid.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? But, like Brandon Graham, like, I would have traded him. I really would have traded Brandon Graham because I think that's what his high market was.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know if he's going to be as good as he once was. That injury is hard to come back from.
Well,
like you said, you had it, right?
Yeah, I was going to say. Now, this is the difference between me and BG. I had mine when I was 14 years old. He's having his when he was 32. Now, I will tell you this. When I tore mine, I actually tore mine. I was in a boot and crutches for 6 months. Like, it sucked for those 6 months. But I'll tell you what, once the boot came off and I went back to playing football, man, I had no issues. It healed up fine. I was able to run normal like I was able to before I tore it, and I still don't have any issues with it today. I don't even remember tearing it anymore. So I don't know if it'll be the same for him. Like I said, he is 32. I was 14. Obviously, young kids heal 10 times better than what you do when you're older. But I don't think it's going to affect him as much. I mean, we'll see, but I don't know. That's the tough.
But yeah, like I said, but you don't know what you're going to get from him.
Exactly.
You know you're going to get. You know what you're going to get as like a coach type of guy.
That's what I was about to say. You know what I want BG to do, man? Just be the heart and soul of our defensive line, which he's been the last 10 years. That's what I want you to be. Not so much as the dominant player that you were before. If you can get back to that, hey, by all means, do it. But you know what? Help these younger guys out coming up. Help Sweat. Help whoever we draft. And help Riddick become the guys that we need them to be. Don't go out there and kill yourself because you're the last man on this defensive line and the heart and soul. Let somebody else be that. Just be the heart and soul and do your job when we rotate you in. Other than that, man, just stay healthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It was one of my concerns, but like I'm like, but he's still the heart and soul of this team.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get rid of him. You gotta still like right now. Yeah, he's hurt, but you can't get rid of him. So I figure he's going to be around 80%, maybe 75, 80%.
Yeah,
because he's also older when he did this injury. But you never know. I mean, some people came off way worse injuries, and you never thought they were going to be, you know what I mean, worth a damn.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are scared. Like, we'll use Jameson Williams, the wide receiver from Alabama, as an example, because he just recently tore his ACL. Okay, a lot of people look at Williams right now and they're like, dude, he has an ACL tear. Don't want him. ACL tears aren't what they used to be. We are way better at repairing ACL tears now. I mean, we've had many sports people who've done it, and they have many of experience fixing them. So the more you fix ACL tears, the only better you can get. I don't think Williams is going to have an issue with his ACL because, like I said, we've come a long way with ACLs. Now, when you talk as an older player, as in like OBJ, I understand the concern because when you're older, like I said, it takes a lot longer to heal, and you might not even heal properly. So I'm not as big on ACL tears as most people. I mean, listen, Landon Dickerson tore both his ACLs and both of his knees, and he was a freaking Pro Bowler last year as a rookie. So I can't say nothing.
Oh shit!
No,
yeah, he was doing cartwheels.
Yeah, and so I can't look at ACL tears the same anymore. I really can't, because like I said, who would have ever thought Landon Dickerson, after tearing both his ACLs and then tearing his last ACL tear right before, it was the very last game, right, of the season he tore it?
The very last game of the season, yeah.
Yeah, and then he comes out and he gets a Pro Bowl his rookie year and dominates at left guard. Who would have ever thought that?
Now, that's a question I had for you. Like, do you take when a guy goes to the Pro Bowl now, you still take that? Like, Jalen Hurts was supposed to be going to the Pro Bowl. Do you still take that, like, because it's Miami? They're not going back to Hawaii, and people are actually just saying, "Hey, it's okay. I don't want to play." They're still turning it down.
No, in my eyes, man, back in the day when we were kids, the Pro Bowl meant something. Now, the Pro Bowl's just like a talent show. Like, it's not even serious anymore. That's why I believe most people don't play in the Pro Bowl, because it's a talent show and they don't want to injure themselves before the off season, so they're just like, well, screw it. Everybody knows I'm good. I don't need to go out and prove anything during the Pro Bowl. But when you have a player like Landon Dickerson or Jalen Hurts or, any of these young guys who become a Pro Bowl alternative, to me, that is a good thing, especially as a rookie, in Dickerson's case. Because, dude, there was how many offensive linemen in the NFL that they could have chose from? You know what I mean? There's tons of them. But they chose him. That means something. They chose Jalen Hurts as a Pro Bowl alternative. That means something. Right. I mean, dude, they could have chose anyone. But they chose him. That means something. I know it's not something that you want to hang your hat on. It's not something you can be like, oh, I was a Pro Bowl alternative. What now? You can't do that. But it's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. Because if he wasn't a Pro Bowl alternative, then that means they didn't think highly of him. But because he was, people think highly of him.
Right. Because, like, that's the question of all questions. Like, because it ain't in Hawaii like it used to be, and now it's in Miami, everybody's just turning it down. Like, who wants to go? I can go to Miami anytime I want. I got a house in Miami. I can't take my. I can take my family to Hawaii and for that week, and I'm getting paid. Now they're not getting paid as much because of the Hawaii. Then now they're going to Florida. Now I'm not getting paid as much. Why would I? Why would I do the Pro Bowl?
And it's like you said, they have enough money, man. They can go to Miami whenever they want to.
Yeah. I mean, what? You can go to Miami right now for $150. So fly. You can fly right there.
I'll just drive.
Yeah.
Right down Route 1. I'll just drive, bro.
Just drive. You know what I mean?
Only 18 hours, but hell, I'll drive it. You know?
Hey. That's all it is. I mean, it's just a drive away. I mean,
I can't drive to Hawaii. I'd think.
But everybody wants to go to Hawaii.
Oh, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I can't drive there, though. I'd sink.
You just think. But it'd be like, so when somebody says he's Pro Bowl, I'm like, I throw the Pro Bowl anymore out the window. It's not like they used to be. You know what I mean?
No.
And it's definitely never going to be back. It has lost all meaning to me.
Well, and in all honesty, too, I believe when they lost the credibility of the Pro Bowl is when they changed it, the date. Because remember, back in the day, wasn't it after the Super Bowl they did the Pro Bowl?
Yes, it was after.
And then they moved.
In the beginning, it was after the Super Bowl. Then they had the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, and now they moved the Pro Bowl a week before the Super Bowl, and people were like, "Well, if I got to play in the Super Bowl, why the hell do I want to play in the Pro Bowl just to get injured so I can't play in the Super Bowl?" And then you got the guys that just got done playing playoffs. They're like, "I'm not going to play a pointless game just to get injured when I'm standing here right now." Like, no one's going to want to do that. So I think they lost the credibility when they moved it.
Yeah, I think they lost. But I mean, the Pro Bowl. I mean, everybody used to watch the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you watched when you watched freaking Dan Marino, Joe Montana, and they were all throwing the ball and hitting the things. I mean, the Pro Bowl has went down.
Yep.
Drastically. I mean, I watched the Pro Bowl a little bit, but I didn't even watch the game. I just watched, how the quarterbacks throw and the wide receivers go out, and they were having their little fun, but they weren't really trying to show anything they used to.
No. I mean, listen, man. I heard this last Pro Bowl that was just done this year. Like it was just throwing touchdowns. Like there wasn't really anything to it. You know, it was just quarterback gets the ball, throws it, touchdown. Quarterback gets the ball, throws it. What's fun in watching that? There's nothing fun in that. They don't even try. They don't even put 100% effort into it. You know, they're just goofing off, playing backyard ball.
Yeah, but they lost money too, right?
Oh yeah.
Because they were making, I think it was 50 to 60,000 per guy when they were in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And plus, and that's not including the tickets. All their tickets for their families were free.
Yep.
So now you lost all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last time I checked, going to Hawaii is not cheap. You know what I mean? So if you're going to pay for my whole family to go, I'm going to get my family, my friends. I'm going to have 30, 50 people. Let's go to Hawaii and hang out.
If you want to go to Hawaii, bro, I'm going to give you a little tip how to screw the airlines. You ready? Fly to Alaska and then fly to Hawaii. Why? If you fly to Hawaii from Alaska, it is a lot cheaper than anywhere else in the lower 48 because somehow Alaska and Hawaii have deals because a lot of people from Alaska fly to Hawaii for vacation. So you can actually get to Hawaii a lot cheaper from Alaska than you can from anywhere down in the lower 48.
How does that make sense?
I don't know, but you can.
How does that make?
You just go straight down, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but it's cheaper.
But you know what I mean? It's like making it almost an A. I mean, like, what do you do? Like, I gotta go up to go down to be cheaper.
Well, to be honest, man, I can get. I live in Pennsylvania. Okay, I can get from Pennsylvania to Alaska for $180, a one-way ticket, and then from Alaska to Hawaii is probably another $180. So, it's cheap doing it that way. But like I said, that's where Alaskans go to vacay, is Hawaii.
That's cool.
They're in New Mexico, or not New Mexico, Mexico actually. But yeah, I've just found it's a lot cheaper going from Alaska to Hawaii than it is from Pennsylvania to Hawaii.
I'm just right across the bridge from you now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I live in Jersey, so
Oh, okay.
I'm not that far away.
There you go.
I'm only 10 minutes away from the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not that far away.
Yeah, I'm up around Harrisburg area.
I built a lot
I'm
of
about
pools.
an hour from Philly.
Yeah, I worked around there a lot.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. It
No
was
problem.
great. It's great talking to you. I guess we'll cut this one and call it a night. But
Yes, sir.
You're a savior. You helped me out a lot, and
It's no problem.
because I never did one before, and I didn't know how hard it would be. It's when you're talking to yourself, it's kind of hard.
Oh, it gets lonely. It does. I won't lie. It gets lonely.
It does. It really does. I never thought it would. My wife looks at me. I'm like, I can go on and on. My brain just keeps on going and going. And I'm like,
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on, AK, and
No problem.
hats
man.
off to you guys for taking me in and helping me out. I mean, you guys are great.
No
I
problem.
can't-
Anytime, buddy. Anytime.
All right, buddy. I'll catch you later. And you want to give a shout out to something?
Yeah, so about my boy Philly halftime here. I don't need any. I'm good where I'm at. How about my guy here? He's a 71. Let's get him to 100. Come on now. Appreciate you for having me on, man. Anytime, my door's always open to you as well. So keep doing your thing.
I just appreciate it. You guys are great. I want you guys to check out AK and what's it? The East Meets West.
Yep.
Is that what
yep.
you guys
That's
on?
the East Meets West, Philly Foothills, me, Victory, and Gio.
Foothills, Vic, Gio are always on. Those guys are great. You got Mitch. What's Mitch's challenge? I can't remember it.
Mitch Kofsky.
Mitch Cosby, Sports.
Yep.
I mean, these guys are fantastic. They are straight up got knowledge. I'm just so appreciative, and thank you very much.
No
And
problem.
I'll talk to you later, and let's hope we can have a good draft.
Yes, sir. That's all I want.
All right, I'll catch you later.
Yes, sir. You too. Have a good one.
All right, mate.